Thank you so much. Ladies, gentlemen, and those neither and in between, welcome to our next panel, The Importance of Stream Teams with Black Twitch UK. I'm Melissa M. Croft07. My pronouns are she, her, and I'll be the host today. I'd like our lovely panelists to please introduce themselves in their own way, as none of them know them any better than themselves.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ebonix, aka Danny, and I am one of the co-founders of Black Twitch UK. I'm a Twitch partner and ambassador and multidisciplinary artist. But most of all, I'm like a mother to our community.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry. I'm sorry. Did I just jump in? I'm so sorry. I thought it was going in order. The chaos already happened. Oh.
Okay, yeah,
It's good.
Yeah. Morning, everyone. I'm TJ Bask, also known as Tori. I'm a variety streamer and also Discord moderator for Black Twitch UK.
Hi, everyone. My name's Cassie. Thank you. I'm also a co-founder of Black Twitch UK. Yeah, I'm out here doing things. Welcome to the panel.
Is it actually my turn? Okay. Good morning, everyone. I am Indidi. I am a variety partner streamer. I'm also the lead organizer for London meetups in the UK and a proud member of the Black Twitch UK community.
Hello, I'm Chocky Plays. I'm also a variety streamer, kind of chaos streamer, and also on the organization team for London meetups. My pronouns are they, them. Yeah.
And, oh yeah, Gleanie's missing.
Gleanie will be
So we're going to jump in. When Gleanie gets here, we will judge them. Also, it's a bit loud outside.
Wow, they were quite real.
Stream team. Okay, so these are the topics that we're going to be covering today. But because I know what we're all like, I don't know what it's going to turn into, but this is ideally where we're going to go to. So what are stream teams? We throw numbers at you and talk about things that we've done as a team, how to work, and then we're going to do how to work together, how pitching to brands and companies as a team, and what it means to us, and then we're going to wrap up with a Q&A. I appreciate you, though. Why don't you lead the next one? So, what are stream teams? Important questions. Hold on. Ebonix, why did we set this up?
Because we wanted to talk about how South London is the greatest part of the UK.
You tried to.
Well, no, essentially it was, so when me and Cassie obviously became friends, it's like TwitchCon 2019. So, ooh, I know, we're getting old, babes.
You are.
Okay, not too much. We kind of on our hand over kind of a couple of months were like, wow, we can only count the amount of black streamers that we know and can see in the UK on our one hand. And we already know that's not the case. Like, that's absolutely not the case. So the question was, where are we? Where are we in the UK? We know we're out there. And also it came down to a point, it got to a point we were just like, weren't seeing us and ourselves and people that look like us in like activations, like for new games coming out and just anything where there was a space for us to be highlighted and supported. So Black Twitch UK was born one day. We just started following everyone that we could find that was a black streamer, and then really was just like, hey, like, we're here, and we want you to know that we're here too, and want us to become a hub to ensure that we don't get missed off of any list ever again.
So when we started BTUK, we were quite intentional with what we wanted to do. It started off with like Twitter, and we would speak to people and they'd say, oh, we would love to be more inclusive, but we don't know where to find any black people. We're like, okay. So everyone was in NA, we started off with like a Twitter, and then it was like 5 people, 10 people, and then it got to like 300. And we wanted to kind of have a group so that we could work with transferring the information that we had to others, and like a smaller select group with the intention of like working with them and then like, you know, expanding. But then we made our family, and we haven't expanded yet, but we will. But with other stream teams, they might have different intentions. It may be a thing of They're like groups to have meetups. You don't have to be a partner to have like a stream team, but you can have like, is it the official ones on Twitch are usually partner made, or you can try and like scam your way there, like I did. I was like, make this happen, and yeah, what we did. But I still think it's important to find, but that's one of the things about people growing. When they say, how do I grow? How do I get to do more? I think the best thing is finding people that like similar things to you, like similar things in the ways that you're gaming. Everyone's niche has like someone else that's connected to it, I think. I was going to say that, but then we're into some weird stuff. Okay. So there's about 1,000+ stream teams varying in size. I like the number, but I didn't like it was so round. I was going to add a 3 in there, so it looked like I'd got it somewhere official. Gleanie, well done. Thank you so much for coming.
I made it.
Hey. Hi, welcome. Do you want to introduce yourself to people?
Hi, I'm Gleanie. I'm late, sorry. Yeah, I'm part of Black Twitch UK. I should probably leave with that. Yeah. I'm not normally late. Like, this is the first time I've been late in my life.
Yeah. I feel really good because I'm the one that's always late. So now I've just been sitting here like, look at you peasants. Okay, all right. Anyway, so we were just going over what stream teams are and like how groups are. So you can have unofficial groups, and they can be like about business. It may be collectives. There's a load of different groups that we've gone into, or you can be part of. Our thing is like do other things, but we want to be able to share the information that we can. So finding a stream team and how not to join a cult. The reason why I was going to say I kind of joined a cult at the beginning. Wait, who's from Twitch here? Okay, I kind of Sarah, hi. Okay, so I kind of joined a cult when I first started, and this is my number one thing. I think it's easy to be taken advantage of when you first start streaming, because people are like, oh yeah, join this, and then it's just one person who's just like stepping over you, and you'll just have to do things, and they're like, oh, let's raid into each other, it's gonna be really positive. And the thing that I have against that is that you don't necessarily know the community that you're raiding into. You're sharing your community with other people. And also sometimes there's just really weird predators out there. So be careful about like who's there. Search, ask people. Also ask Twitch, like, oh, has this person, kidnapped anyone before? They usually tell you. Yeah. Would you like to? Why don't I stop talking?
Because we let you go crazy. Go off.
But it is in other stream teams.
I am.
Tell me. And why? No, I'm joking.
No, I mean, when I first started streaming, it was very much like Cassie said, people kind of say, oh, we do this, we're like, stream positive, we want to make sure everyone is seen, but that's not always the case. And now, like, I used to be part of about 8 stream teams. 8.
Dang.
And it was, again, when you're new, you're just like, okay, I want to meet people, I want to know what kind of streamers are out there. And over half of them were just not for me. They were not genuine. And I ended up finding people by meeting people in person and by going to people's streams that, you know what, these are the people I want to be around. So I cut that 8 down to 3. And definitely best teams I've ever been in. Without being biased.
Yeah, we're the best one, right?
Yeah, hello.
Good. Just checking.
You're also part of Noir Network and other stream teams.
Yeah, so my stream team journey was not like Cassie's at all. I was very careful about who I joined.
All right.
And yeah, I wanted it to be right. I really wanted to be part of Black Twitch UK, and I really wanted to be part of Noir. And those were really the only 2 teams that I went for. And then I went for a Genshin Impact female-only stream team, because it's the game I play, and the founder of the game, the founder of the team was a big Genshin streamer, and we talked a lot as well. And I was already friends with her, and it was just really nice to have a community, and also know, like, you talk to each other, streamers talk to each other. I think that's the real importance of a team. I don't know if you touched on this already, but with regards to, like, rates and stuff, because in the Genshin community Twitch, they had no idea about rates or what they should be asking for. And they were showing me some of the deals that they were getting, and they were like laughable. So I was like, no, you need to be asking for more money. That's actually a joke, what they've quoted you. And then they've gotten more brazen with what they're asking, and they know their worth now. And I think I wouldn't have known that knowledge if I wasn't part of Black Twitch UK. I wouldn't have known that knowledge if I wasn't part of Noir. So I think it is important to have stream teams because you share knowledge and you share things like your worth, what you bring to the table when communicating with sponsors. I think it's really important. Also, community-wise, like we back each other up as well. Like I've always got someone that I could talk to.
I'm not gonna lie.
Someone that I could talk to, or you know someone that I could talk to, helped me out a lot. So yeah, teams are great.
You lot find Black Twitch UK? One of you.
So I mostly found you guys through Twitter, honestly. Like, I was very new to Twitch. Stream teams, I think, to a lot of people seem like a thing that if you're a small streamer, they're not for you, it looks like. Like, only partners can make them, and so they kind of look like these big, like, clicky things that you're not going to get access to. So I think for me, it was very much having to get past that, like, imposter syndrome and realize that actually, as much as stream teams tend to be led by people in more of like a leadership position like you guys, that doesn't mean that it's only for you. Like, often it's the idea of like leaving the door open for people behind you. And so I think what makes stream teams so important is that not only do they give you like resources you might not otherwise have, but they also help you kind of like understand that you can look for and fight for more than just like putting yourself down in that way. I think like one of the most powerful things that I ever got from Black Twitch UK was understanding the importance of like asking for things. Because even before I was in the team, I was very much like, if you guys had got like an opportunity and it was open to everyone, I'd still be like, am I allowed? Like, am I allowed to do this? And getting past that point of realizing, well, I wouldn't be being given this, like, I wouldn't be being told about it if I wasn't, I think it's really important. And that's probably one of the most useful things about stream teams. I think when you're on your own on Twitch, it's a big, scary world out there. But when you have a group of people around you, it's a lot easier to, like, carve out new territory and find things.
Like, you know what I will say? I feel like, without obviously sounding too big-headed about Black Twitch UK, but I do think like Black Twitch UK, even Noir, I feel like these are very unique stream teams.
Do you want to explain what Noir is?
Oh, sorry,
like
the
you
Noir
keep saying
Network.
it like
Yes, I'm
Black
so
Noir.
sorry. That's a very good point. I'm so sorry. So the Noir Network was a network founded to support Black women in the content creation space. And honestly, it's what Choshi had said. It was about, I guess, one, networking, sharing information, and just supporting and uplifting each other, especially in a space that was like really very trying at times.
Yeah, they were trying to scam us.
Yeah, they were trying to scam us blind. And it was literally born out of the frustration of companies taking the mick. So I think that the concept of a stream team, I think in its infancy, was very much like community and just finding people that, I guess, play the same games and have the same, I guess, like interests and stuff as you. But I think as you grow as the content creation space has grown, and there are things like opportunities and events and that kind of thing popping up, and you don't always know how to get access to those things. I think that's where kind of Black Twitch UK, Noir, BGG, all of these kind of stream teams have opened up those kind of avenues for a lot of us. So yeah, it's not just about the games. I think we barely talk about games in BT in the Discord. It's really, right, so whose neck do we have to step on today to make sure that you're getting paid right? So
That is actually.
yeah.
Yeah, I think another really important thing we have is there's a lot of like transparency in there of like, we have like a bad vibes channel where we, if someone does get like not paid on time and stuff like that, we all kind of post it so everyone else knows, like, don't work with these companies. It's the sort of thing that like, what? It's not that shady. Like, pay us. If you're gonna give people an opportunity, pay them. I don't think that's shady, but yeah.
Professionalism that companies have.
But I mean, it's true. I mean, at the end of the day, I think a lot of what we want to share is that creators talk. It's not you can just do what you want to do under the table and think no one's talking to each other. Creators talk to each other, and we are now getting to the stage where, because we have these networks and communities, that if you do try to, you know, disrespect, we coming for you as a collective.
I think that's it. And I guess that goes back to all of us. Like, I like this quote. It's from a song. I was going to sing, but they told me not to. But, like, you say thank you. So I think there's an underpinning thing of, and we're going to ask, like, do I even need a stream team? You don't need to have a team necessarily to do anything. You can do everything by yourself. I don't think anyone should make you feel like you wouldn't have got anywhere without me, because you can do things, you know, you are a movement by yourself. Quote me on that. But, like, when we're together, it's just easier to be able to feel like you've got someone to back you. And it's also really exhausting sometimes being, like, everyone's like, oh yeah, why didn't you do this? And like, why is there not like White Twitch UK, etc. And I understand, and we will rename if you want us to. But the whole thing about it is that I don't have to, when I go into something, I don't have to explain why something's exhausting. Campaigning for ourselves, when we get tired, one of us will back us up. Immediately, if we're like, oh, I'm feeling burnt out, everyone's like, what can I do? Everyone's ready to jump in. And that helps, because it's exhausting all the time, having to prove yourself. And a lot of the time, people use Black creators as stepping stones. I'm sorry, they do. They'll just, like, you're almost like the diversity friend, so it helps them to do things. And then you're just left in the dust being offered like 50 euros by WeHype. And then you speak to people when you realise, oh, they're getting this and stuff. And it's really exhausting kind of having that conversation where you're being disrespected. And they're like, oh, yeah, you know, it's really hard for all of us, but it's not the same. It's not the same struggle, because we get remembered like maybe once a year. And I will say, not because she's here, but Sarah from Twitch, like, literally puts her whole ass out for us. I mean, she puts herself out there for us, because she's, like, consistently. And not only do you need the team, but you also need, like, allies outside of the team that are not going to, like, necessarily center themselves, but do things to support you, to kind of amplify you. So that's what I mean, like, we're a force, so together. Yeah. Here's some pictures of the friends that couldn't make it on the way. None of them are dead, they're just not here at the moment. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, well done. Do you even need a stream team? You said it's great having a team, but
so yeah, it's great having a team, but it's also important to know if it's something you would feel comfortable with, and to be intentional about what your aims are. What I think was really good about the BTUK application was they asked what your aims are for joining. Like, it's all well and good saying like, oh, I'm in a stream team, but what are you in the stream team for? Like, I feel like it's very easy to be in a space or in a community and just take. But like, because we are a team, it's important to have that balance of like what are you actually bringing? Like, it's good to be in a space with everybody who's like very far off in their streaming careers, like everyone here essentially. But like, when I joined, my intention was to learn from people, and also like not to undermine myself. Even though I was a small streamer at the time when I joined, it's more like, well, I can do other things. Like, how can I help people to grow? Like, for example, I wasn't really experienced in streaming, but I could proofread. So I could like, send me your media deck, I can proofread it for you, I can help you in that way. And then like, you just bounce off each other in that way, which I think is really good. But yeah, remember to search about teams on social sites and to ask what members as a team should be aligned with your own needs and also approach. Yes, so definitely think about what you need, what a stream team has to offer, because not every stream team is for you, and you're also not for every stream team. So just try and think about that as well.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say about Noir Network. So I'm the community manager for Noir, and that's more global. And it's mainly a lot of like the NA creators and then a few of us from the UK. But the intention for that is very different from Factwitch UK because most of the people there have been streaming for a lot longer than I have, probably like well over 10 years. And they just didn't know. We would speak and we would ask about like rates and no one knows. And there's no rule about it. That's the hardest thing about it. But the intention was really different. It was about finding out rates and also looking outside of streaming. So whereas like when we first started this, it was about how to do things, how to make pitch decks. With them, it's about getting like agencies, how to get moving out of streaming and setting up businesses. And I think we're all on that same path, but at different journeys of it. So the intention of that wasn't to not mentor, it was about how to get this and to get your money up, which we want to do here, but I don't, basically people need to give Black Twitch UK more money so we can do that.
that part.
Okay, let's talk collaboration. So I think it would be good to talk about ways we've worked together as a team. Indeed. Huh?
What about collaboration?
Ways we've worked together.
Yes, I mean, collaborating, obviously, as we all know, is quite important part. It's a very important part of streaming. We've collaborated with companies like, for example, as we can see on here, where they did a Peaky Blinders day out. We've worked where we've gone to cinema premieres. We've even done gaming collaborations. And a lot of those ways that we've been able to do that is by able to like approach brands, say, this is who we are, this is what we're about, this is what we want to achieve. If we what we like to do is actually also push it out onto like the Black Twitch UK Twitch channel as well as our own. And obviously now that Twitch have got these kind of collaborative tags that we can use, it again shows off that discoverability for it. Other ways that we have collaborated is by events. So, and if you don't mind me shamelessly plugging this, we're actually collaborating with Twitch for the London events. I know a few of you guys that are from the UK have heard of the London meetup events, which have been quite quiet. We're bringing it back with a more diverse look. And we have been speaking to Twitch on how we can actually use like collaboration with brands such as, Red Bull, Corsair, Square Enix, Sega, all these different brands that want to collaborate based on the reputation that we have as not just individual content creators, but as a team in general. And because of that, people are so willing to work with us. So like for you guys that actually want to know how to collaborate, we as a stream team are actually able to help you with that, giving you guys pointers, giving you guys tips, showing you guys how to approach these companies. Like we're not just gonna say, okay, oh look, there's Sega, oh, you lot just come work with us because, we want you to. You've got to go in there with a clear goal, what your intentions are, what you want to get out of it and what they get out of it as well. So a lot of advice that I like to give people with collaboration is very much like, don't go in there with me, I. It's more that I would like to help you and I would like you to help us and have a middle point and usually about 75% of the time they say yes. But the ones that say no, even if it's disheartening at the start.
It's their loss.
It is their loss because then what it is, you show how good your events are or how good your collaborations are, and then you put it in a pitch deck and you say, this is what we have achieved. And they're like, oh, damn, we should have worked with you. Yeah, you should have, but, next time. But, that's what it's all about, like, from our perspective.
So collaborations with us as a team and with external agencies as well are very meaningful because we even do like charity fundraisers together as well. We've raised money for Special Effect. So literally they're all amazing, but Special Effect has done so much for children, young people, and even adults who require accessibility support to play games because gaming is for everyone. So it's really nice that as a team, we all have kind of like a united mission to obviously support each other, but finding ways to support others who need support in the gaming community as well.
Got about 15. Yeah, we're yappers, so you know.
Yeah,
Keep you on track, don't worry.
I feel like this is a thing that people ask about the most. And sometimes it's, sweet. Sometimes it's shady, like, how did you get that? Pitching to brands and companies, I'm glad that Indeedy touched on that. I think one of the things that we do, there's different ways that most of the time when a brand comes to us, and this is how we started doing everything, I think previously everyone got scared about sharing information. And again, it goes back to this thing of like not being taken advantage of and not being like a stepping stone, but also trust that the people around you want to be able to do things and you want to open the door for people rather than squirrel information away. And that's why we didn't want to be an agency that's like, we're bringing this to you, we're going to take a percentage. We don't make any money. In fact, these are cost us money. I'm not going to hold you. Okay. Love you though. But when a brand will reach out to, say, Danny or Rai and say, oh, we want to give you a key, or there's a sponsored stream, our immediate thing every single time, I'm sure they're sick of it, is like, thanks, would love to do this. Have you heard about our team Black Twitch UK? Can we do this with this? And it started to make things easier in regards to like getting keys for more people, getting invites to things as well. And that's why I kind of set up Nox Luminar. This isn't a plug, but I wanted to do things as well for the general community because I could see how it benefited Black Twitch UK. But I also wanted to do things separately as like a thing for everyone because we wanted it to be like more inclusive rather than exclusive. But it's important to still keep the sentiment and all the things that we do with BTUK because a lot of the times people just don't give us the love that we deserve. Sorry. Yeah. So realistically, how to pitch. Not only do you want to send over like, requests for things, but you want to be able to back things up with the information you need. So if you're a stream team, you can go onto things like Sunny Gnome and get like the stats of the whole team, which is why I tell all of you lot, make sure you put your stats up for because any of your stream teams can get it and then you can showcase what you're doing. I also think it's really important if you're not too sure about like your numbers or you feel like, oh, I'm just emerging, show who you are, show the content that you're doing. And as a team, it's something that we're trying to do better. So more like online streams as a group and not centering it just on like one person because we are like individuals with a voice that we're trying to create things with. Make clips. Twitch love clips because they will find the most random clip of you doing something before you know it's on Twitter and you're screaming at a dog on Monster Hunter, like, how did this get up here? They will catch you wigless. But I think it's important to get clips because that's how you showcase what you're doing and also how they find you. That helps with discoverability. And I was speaking to someone on the social media team. They're not there to watch all the streams, but if you're clipping things, so help your community, then that's how they can go through things. And then a brand will say, oh, this is how they play the game. That's really cool, etc. How do you pitch?
I guess a good way to pitch as well is to go in with intent. So if there's like a game that's coming out, a good way to kind of start that experience or that kind of flow of conversation with, let's say, a community manager or the influencer manager is to, one, I guess, have your pitch deck ready, but also kind of going with intent like, hi, do you know what, I really love this game. I've been playing its series or I've played games similar to this in, all of my years of streaming. Here's a funny clip of that. Would love to stay in touch for the release and launch of this game. Or if you've got any opportunities coming up around this game, I would love for us to work together and collaborate on some content around it. So you're showing intent and you're showing interest because the last thing you want to do is reach out to the community manager day of or day before the game launches and your Twitter DM is going to be sitting in the requests until Kingdom Come. So, because they're already busy, but if you show intent from with a good amount of time, then at least you know you can start planning your content and around the release. And then it also shows them that you are serious about it and you're not just trying to get a key or you're not just trying to, get free stuff. Like have intent.
What helps with that is having a content calendar, one, and two, I used to do this at the beginning. I would like message the main account and be like, "Hi Square, I would love to play this game." And then I realised that there's people that work there.
Yeah.
You shouldn't necessarily just message the thing, which I guess now I laugh at, but no one knows that at the beginning, because
Yeah.
if you don't share that information, how do you know? So usually, and use LinkedIn. Do whatever thottery that you need to do on your own Twitter if you want to, but LinkedIn is your professional, like it's your CV.
Yeah.
So I think that's the best way to meet people. So like, look for your PR, like CMs, and then reach out that way and
Or-
have, yeah.
And I was just going to say, or if LinkedIn isn't something that you're too familiar with as well, I think if you search the company name on Twitter,
Yep.
then go through the people.
I do that as well.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, I do
that's
that.
how
That's
I
what
started
LinkedIn
looking
as
at the
well does,
people that
yeah.
worked for the
I'm
company.
like, who are they following?
Yeah,
There's some
exactly.
random guy
You
called
see
John,
who
I'm
their
like,
connections
Yeah,
are.
okay, now I can see why I'm not getting a response. But you'll see this person will have like creator specialist or content specialist or PR specialist, and you'll see usually their job title in their bio. So then that's a way to avoid messaging the main account, who will never respond, and then actually get to the person who may have their email in their bio, feel like more open communication, or they're open to DMs, so you can start that conversation.
Yeah, and expanding on what you said about intent, like don't just send a generic email about, oh, I really want this game, or I'd really like to work on this game. It does need to have intent, because they get thousands of emails, so you need to stick out. So, you know, if it's a game that you love, show and express how much you love it. Also, your knowledge about the game can come across as well. And like Danny said, like a funny clip or something in there to just add more to you're applying for something that lots of people are applying for. So yeah, intent is important.
The other thing I wanted to mention is, like, another obvious one that's a little bit less on social media and stuff. Like, we're at an event. There's PR managers and community managers downstairs right now. And, like, I mean, I'm not the best at doing pitches on email and stuff. I tend to be the person who gets really anxious and doesn't vibe with that. But what I'm a lot better at, and what I think a lot of people find a lot easier, is, like, if you're going to events anyway, which a lot of us do, a lot of us, this is where we meet all of our content creator friends, like, make a point of going and speaking to the people at the booth. And if you're just speaking to random people, ask them who there is actually like a manager or something, because some of the people there will be like hires just for the event, and you can spend all the time talking to them as you want, and they're not going to have a contact or anything for you. That's kind of like, they could be a lovely person, but
You're
in terms-
wasting my time.
yeah, yeah.
I'm here
But
to talk business.
it's really useful if you do speak to these people, get their contacts, ask them about it, and then as well, don't just assume because they've said to you on the day, like, oh yeah, we can get you a key, because I've had that. Make sure you follow up after the event, send them an email, be like, hey, I really love talking to you. And if like there was something you did that was specific, mention it, is what I've also been told by people. Like, remind them who you are, because I might have walked up to them and I know who they are. Like, it's a bit easier at TwitchCon because they actually have a badge that says like, oh, this is my channel. But unless you're giving them a business card, and even if you do, they're gonna get thousands of those. Make sure they know who you are and why you are someone they actually are worth like coming back to. And then also, like, don't just forget about it. Like, I've had ones where I've then had to follow up like closer to release. I've seen games that things like, you see it, it looks really cool, you check it out, and that's great, but then it's releasing in 6 months. Don't forget about them. Come back to them closer to release, talk to them again, check if like they're still willing to do that for you, and if there's anything more for you. Like, it's really useful, and events are probably one of the easiest ways if you're like struggling with the stats, and if you're struggling with the emails and that side of things. I think especially for smaller creators, if you can make connections, that's so much stronger than being able to just give them a media kit that they're going to be look at the numbers and like move on, which
Yes, I
sadly
think on
they
top
might.
of that though, like on top of that, what I like to do, especially at events like this where they're big, small or indifferent, if I see somebody like that's working as part of a company that I want to work with, or a new company that I want to get to know, and I have a conversation with them, I'm like, oh, you guys on Twitter? They're like, yeah, sure. I'm like, all right, let me see. And I pull out my phone immediately and I'm like, okay, this is me. Let me see you. And I message them straight away. And I'm like, that message is in your inbox. And you can kind of banter with them. You can kind of find their vibe. And if their vibe's kind of mundane, you're like, do I really want to work with these people? But you're an event, so you have to kind of take all of these little things into account, and so make it quite a little introductory message, whether again it's on LinkedIn or Twitter or even Discord sometimes, because they do like to be quite Discord friendly nowadays.
Also, on the reverse.
Oh, wait. Tori was.
Oh, sorry.
Tori would need to be released.
I'm so sorry.
No, I was just gonna say quickly, like, don't hate on media decks as well, like, on the same.
No, media decks are good though.
Yeah, because like when I first joined Black Twitch UK, like 2 of the first things that I got hit with was we need to get your rates and you need to get a media deck.
Yep.
Like I think before you even start pitching to people, it's good to know who you are as a brand so that you know exactly what to pitch. Like what we did was really good because we had like one-to-ones and stuff, and like as a collective it was like, right, we need our rates. So Danny and Cassie put together a really cool panel on the Black Twitch UK Twitch channel about rates, and like just being very open and transparent about it. And I think that's what we need, because there's a lot of gatekeeping in the community, and I think as a smaller creator, like, or people who are coming up, like, it's really important to open those doors and just not hide anything, because we're all trying to make it in that sense.
Yeah.
And also, like, we had a session where everyone was just making a media deck, and we just all put it in the Discord. Like, everyone was just giving constructive criticism to everybody about all of our media decks, because you got to know who you are at the sense, like, you can't, at the same time, you want to be like, yes, I want your game, but like, who are you?
Yeah, I have like 4 media decks.
And that's
No, but no. The reason why is because you, as a person, I treat my media deck like a gamer's CV. You're going to cater it to who you want to speak to and who you want to approach. If I'm playing a game like Destiny and that's all over my media deck, and I go to somebody who's got a game like Animal Crossing, where do the two meet? It makes no sense. So I'm going to cater my media deck to be for the people that I'm approaching.
Yeah, I was going to be polite, but we got 8 minutes. I'm so sorry. I love you, though.
My bad.
I didn't know how to do it. Like, yeah, I just
All right,
And I also, last point,
And
on
we've
the
got, like,
reverse,
questions
I'm sorry,
at the end.
on the reverse, please, for pitching, they might want to pitch to you. If you leave this room and your email's not in your bio,
Can I just say, I used to work in PR, yeah, and the amount of times I've had to literally bypass a creator for an opportunity because their email's not in their bio is gut-wrenching. Like, please, you are missing out on opportunities if your email's not in your bio. If it's in your bio, your Linktree, your YouTube about section, like, just put it somewhere, please. Please.
Yeah. So we're going to go back to... So stay ready, baby.
All right, so we're going to have some questions from the audience. So if you guys have some questions, there's 2 microphones just down the middle aisle. So if you want to go to the microphones. But as you guys go for it, no, you can go for it. Just go line up for the questions. But as you guys line up for some questions, I have a question directed to Danny and Cassie. And I would like to know, knowing what you know now, if you were to go back and make Black Twitch UK again as your first stream team, what would you do slightly differently from the very beginning? Like, what have you learned that you think, I kind of should have done that at the very beginning? If there's one piece of advice, because I know we're short on time, what would it be from both of you?
I'm going to let Kat go first.
I think maybe have a bit more structure and backup for when we have mental breakdowns, because that happens a lot of the time.
Why'd you look at me when you said that?
Because you're the cause. But as much as, because we're a team, and I've never felt more like I think things have shifted so much that now it feels like more 360. As being like, running things, being the older sister and things, you get afraid of like putting things out there and asking for help. And I still kind of don't do that much, but I feel really safe doing that with the team. When like the other day, I was like, guys, I can't keep up with the socials. And everyone was immediately like, bitch, let's get in there. What do you need? And then no, but I like the fact that I feel comfortable enough to do that without it feeling like a weakness. So probably more structure with that, and also more structure of how we would grow, because I'm so cautious about not letting in people that would like damage our team or individuals, because you don't know who's out there. And I'm not going to say any names, but you know,
But we know
people are weird, yeah. So So I don't want that cautiousness to limit what we do.
Yeah.
But I also don't want you lot to be taken advantage of. So I think probably putting something else like that and applying more of what my corporate stuff into the business, yeah.
Lovely. Thank you. Echo that, and just I think if anything, having a more structured plan or idea of what the pillars, because I don't think you know these things when you start a team, and I think for us it was really just like we want to find each other, we just want to be a community, but knowing what we know now, I think having those pillars so that we could actually drive the kind of steps of the community towards those pillars more from the jump, yeah, that would have been great.
Wonderful, thank you so much. Lovely with the pink skirt, off you go.
Hi, I'm really new to streaming. I just want to know this question. What has been your favourite, each of you, one really quick thing, because, you know, we're low on time. What has been your favourite moment of Black Twitch UK?
Oh, that's really nice from you.
Shut up. Sorry.
Pastels managed to scam their way into the do you want to start, actually?
Yeah, go that side.
Ooh, so many. Like,
One.
Why you like this?
Don't even need the mic. Right. Okay, but we do have a short time.
yeah. So I like the seminars that you guys did with us was really great. I know you said pick one,
But yeah.
but also GeekyCassie Spaces, that was great. Some of the events that we've done, some of the stuff we just hanged out events.
That was two. Stop.
Yeah. It's been great.
I think, probably like getting 12 like Black women to BAFTA and to be able to like showcase them doing nominations, like something prestigious like BAFTA. Yeah, they forgot about Everyone Black the next year, but that year was thriving. And it was so legit. When we came in, everyone was like, oh my God, I love the culture in here. And we were like, yeah. They didn't let us back though. Okay.
I'd say the Women's History Month event. Yeah, that was really, really good. Okay, that's it.
I think mine would probably be when we did the event for International Non-Binary Day of Visibility. It was like my first event actually as the team. I'd just been the weird person hanging out in the Discord for ages. Yeah. Not much has changed, but I think what was exciting about that was not only was it actually being part of it officially, but it was also just like getting to see such an intersectional space. Like a lot of the time I feel like in Black spaces, it feels like I'm having to decide, am I Black or am I queer? So it was a really like validating space to be able to like be in something with a load of other Black and queer people.
Happy Pride.
Yeah, happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Mine isn't actually an event or an activation or anything like that. For me, best part of like being a part of this team is the transparency and the confidence that comes with it. You know, huge popular belief, I was not a very, very confident person. I'm very outspoken, yes, but this team's really kind of helped me structure who I am and what I do, and that's something that you can't get in most people.
I think mine is like waking up at 3 a.m. one day and deciding to make Black Twitch UK Twitter. And then everyone was like, what's going on? Like, and then people were DMing like, is this you? And so it was really just like the inception of like, oh my God, it really felt like, you know, when the, in Marvel, in the Avengers, and then everything starts swirling and then we will start coming out of the woodworks. Like it really felt like that moment for Black Twitch UK. So,
Have we got time for one more question? Huh?
actually, two members
Don't try
outside
that.
of you.
We do want to do more though.
We're great, yes.
Does anyone have any more questions? No. Okay, good.
No,
All right,
wonderful.
Lisa.
In that case, sorry, am I silencing you? Sorry. Thank you so much. Can we all have a round of applause for our wonderful panelists today? Thank you so much. Thank you. And I do just want to highlight some of our panelists today are award winners in this space as well. So can we have another round of applause?